Trump is slipping. The one-trick phony's one trick isn't working like it was. He could still win. Besides, if he loses, he'll pretend he won, and the saggy, soggy Kool-Aid-soaked saga will continue. And even when we can retire our obsession with the monotonous menace that he is, there will be more like him, copycats trying to regain his narcissistic, egomaniacal, weaponizing, gaslighting throne. There's a lesson of history that doesn't seem to catch on, which is why we're forced to repeat it, Trump after Trump, tyrant after tyrant, each with their own flavor of Kool-Aid, but all containing the same active ingredients. What are those ingredients? What makes the Kool-Aid so tempting, addictive, dangerous, and delicious? Like everyone, Trump supporters have their anxieties, doubts, and disappointments. Like all of us, they're dealing with past regrets, discouragements, and future threats. Along comes Trump peddling a Kool-Aid concoction that gets them high, makes them feel great, affirmed and encouraged like they're sitting on top of the world. They drink. They like a lot. They get addicted. Soon they'll drop everything to get their fix. Conscience, kids, consequences, none of that matters as long as they can get their next slurp of the Kool-Aid. Well, what is in that Kool-Aid? Lies? Ego? Gaslighting? Sure, but that's like saying there are toxins. It's not very specific, and I think it misses the point. The active ingredients are what I'll call loaded, load-bearing, loose last words. That's a lot. I'll explain each element one by one. The words are loaded, positive or negative, flattering or insulting. Trump's Kool-Aid flatters his followers with positively loaded words. He calls them patriots, brave, Christian, heroic, real Americans. He flatters his followers by insulting their scapegoats with negatively loaded terms like loser, woke, radical leftist, communist, and traitor. Loaded words are sadomasochistically satisfying. The more you demote others, the more elevated you feel. To feel high on yourself, you can put yourself up on a pedestal or shove others down into the dirt. Either and both work great. These loaded words are also load-bearing. Trumpists rest their whole identity on them. I'm great because I want to make America great. Because I'm Christian, because I'm patriotic. I'm heroic because I stand atop the lofty loaded words. And the negatively loaded words are load-bearing too. Heap the heavy negatives down onto anyone who disagrees with you. Call them losers, leftists, commies, traitors, anything negative to smash and lay them low. The loaded, load-bearing words are loose, vague, ill-defined, which gives the Trumpists great flexibility in how to wield them. If they stop to think about what those words mean, it'd be buzzkill. Like, am I really Christian to support Trump? How patriotic am I if I'm supporting a felon? Trumpists can't define CRT, woke, or communist. They wouldn't want to have to. All they know is that they're hella bad. Likewise, they've never defined MAGA. It just means hella good. They wouldn't want to get more specific than that. To weaponize a word is to strip it of its meaning so it becomes loose and unhinged enough to serve as a shield and sword, wieldable in any direction. I'm MAGA. Anyone who disagrees with me is communist. And finally, their judgment is final. When they self-elevate, shield, and stab down with their loaded, load-bearing, loosely defined terms, it's the last word, not up for debate. When a Trumpist says you're a woke commie loser, that's what you are, permanently. End of story. From the Supreme Judge. You can try to debate it, but you'll get nowhere because you're a woke commie loser and therefore don't have a leg to stand on. Now, put yourself in the Trumpist shoes. Like everyone, you've got your anxieties, doubts, and disappointments, your past regrets, present discouragements, and future threats. Along comes Trump peddling an elixir, a Kool-Aid concoction whose active ingredients are these loaded, load-bearing, loose last words. It's so fucking refreshing. Such sweet relief. Can you taste it? I can. Maybe you can't. Maybe you'd spit those toxic, egomaniacal, empty calories out on first contact. You're nothing like a Trumpist. Never have been, never will be. I know that feeling too. Like, how could they live with themselves? How could they be so gullible? Like, I'll never understand such dumbass traitors. I prefer the company of patriots who are thoughtful, kind, and caring. I prefer people who like freedom. MAGA narcissism is beneath me. Like, are they really even human? They're like some other species. See what I'm doing here? This isn't about Trump and his supporters. Their time will soon be up. They're a fast-fading fad, soon to be replaced by other fads. Whatever was in before will be out next. It's like fashion. The flavor of the month is usually the opposite of last month's flavor. But the active ingredients never change. What we could but don't learn from history is that those loaded, load-bearing, loose last words are what make any Kool-Aid flavor so flattering, sweet, and addictive. Even the flavors that'd flatter you or me. I used to feel immune to such flattery. Only suckers fall for that shit, and I'm no sucker. I could see through the BS my rivals swallowed, which proved to me I wasn't a BS swallower, nor were any of my like-minded allies. We were freedom-loving, caring, thoughtful, critical thinkers. Then I started to notice a few problems. I noticed the BS my rivals were swallowing contained the same lofty, loose last words my kind embrace. Trumpists are sure they're the freedom-loving, caring, thoughtful, critical thinkers, and that we're not. I also noticed that some of my more annoying allies sounded like Trumpists, even though they dressed like me and stood for what I stood for. Same last word strut, opposite lifestyle. And if my more annoying allies could sound like Trumpists, what, if anything, stops me from doing it too? It got me thinking, what distinguishes a butthead? It can't just be that I happen to butt heads with them. What distinguishes a Kool-Aid drinker? It couldn't just be that their Kool-Aid is a different flavor from mine. We talk about countercultures. We should pay more attention to countercults. We're all a bit anxious looking for a leg up. We see the competition drinking the Kool-Aid. We accuse them of it as though we'd never do that. They're so evil it proves we're saints. They're so dumb it proves we're geniuses. History is strewn with cults and countercults, tyrants and counter-tyrants squaring off, drinking opposite flavors of Kool-Aid, all with the same active ingredients. Catholics versus Protestants, Sunni versus Shias, communists versus fascists, communists versus libertarian, the list goes on. This is the first part of a new series. That's the other half of my last series on how to roll trolls and stump Trumpists. In that series, I said irony is your superpower. But I didn't say much about irony, and I didn't point out that it's ironic to claim that irony is your superpower. Superpowers are what I've been talking about here. Christian or MAGA, those are superpowers, right? Loose, lofty, last words. See, we can keep on one-upping each other with loose last words, implying that we've got this supreme perspective. I call this the last word paradox. Words make us crave last words that further words make impossible. There's really no end to them. For example, the last word paradox. Words make us crave last words that further words make impossible. Every term we come up with for good or bad behavior can get swallowed up and folded into the competition for loaded, load-bearing, loose last words. You're woke. No, you're woke. You're weaponizing the word woke. No, you're weaponizing the word woke. You're game playing to weaponize the word woke. No, you're game playing to weaponize the word woke. You're gaslighting me by game playing to weaponize the word woke. No, you're gaslighting me by game playing by weaponizing the word woke. It's like the bedrock keeps pulling the rug out from under itself. How to live with that is what I'll be exploring here. And my answer is irony. It's your superpower, not that you have one.